Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be looking at the Learning Protocol library and specifically what some of the attributes actually mean within there and how they interact with the game. So first and foremost we're going to head into our Golden Nanocore and into the Learning Protocol library. We're going to select the laser under offense because that is the ship I've got at the moment. I have a laser based ship. And we're going to have a look at the various attributes that are on show. For large laser damage, we have the damage bonus when loaded and the damage bonus when not loaded. What these basically mean is when you have the damage basic effect loaded, you will get at level 1 a 6.6% outright damage bonus. If you don't have this selected and you go for something else like laser capacitor usage or laser activation time, you will get the smaller bonus of plus 1.4% bonus damage. Now, how can we demonstrate this? Well, at the moment, we have, if we go down to large laser activation time, which we currently have sat at level 4, we should be getting, because I have not got this selected at the moment, a minus 1.1% modifier to my weapons. Now, if we demonstrate that, we'll start off by having a look at my Nanocore. As you can see, nothing on my Nanocore at the moment applies any modifiers to the rate of fire, the activation time of my weapons. So let's have a look at what difference, as the proof of concept goes, the Nanocore is actually making to my guns. So we'll open up my C-type large beam lasers, and we'll notice that we have an activation time of 6.1 seconds. So let's bear that in mind, shall we? We have 6.1 seconds. Wow, I messed up a little bit there with my wording. So what we're going to head into now is the Nanocore selection screen when it loads. And what we're going to do is remove the Nanocore. So let's try and remember that number, shall we? I say we because I've already forgotten the number, yay! But I do remember there was a single decimal point. Okay, so I've disassembled the Nanocore, it is no longer fitted to my ship. And now we are waiting for the regular fitting screen to load. As you can see, there's no Nanocore fitted anymore. And if we long press on the beam lasers, and now have a look at the activation time, it's gone up. It's gone up to 6.17 seconds. Now, that's not a massive amount. That's not a game-breaking amount. It's gone up by 0.07 seconds in terms of activation time. But what this demonstrates is that whilst I have actively not selected any bonuses to the activation time of my weapons, I am still benefiting from an increased weapons activation time from having the Nanocore fitted. So that's an interesting thing to know. Those attributes that we train up, that we're not completely sold on and we're not willing to fully commit to, we're still getting passive bonuses from altogether, which I thought was pretty handy. And shout out to Jeffro TV for suggesting this for a video. It is something I completely glossed over during the recording of this series. Now, one other thing that is worth looking at whilst we are recording this video and going over the smaller little details, we're going to be having a look over here at the large laser damage that I currently have trained up as a secondary attribute on the Golden Nanocore. So we can see that it is currently giving me 7.8% large laser damage. And if we have a look at what I currently have trained up, I currently have at level 3 the large laser damage, which is not 7.8%, it is 9%. So as you level up your Nanocore, your Golden Nanocore, and train up all of these different attributes, they don't level up on the Nanocore itself. It's kind of hard to describe. The attributes still get trained up and level up, but in order for it to actually apply to the Nanocore, we have to press the little refresh button down here. So as you can see from the cut just before this, I had a 7.8% damage bonus. What has just happened for me to get to a 9% damage bonus is I simply opened up this particular screen, and we'll have it all on fast forward for you. So what's just happened is I started off with a 7.8% bonus damage. Of course, 9% was for the level that I currently had. I opened up this screen and I just panned or scrolled, whichever is the correct word, around to another option. In this case, I chose the large laser activation time, and I just chose that as a different ability. So I clicked the replace button, similar to what I'm doing right now with large laser capacitor need, and then I clicked on the reconstruct attributes for the second time and went back to large laser damage and pressed replace. One thing that is worth noting here is it is not consuming any resources. You're not having to re-roll and keep on getting a new random trait every single time. You are able to outright choose straight away what attribute you want, which is incredibly handy for customizing this. It also means that you can retune your nanocore in between fights. Let's say that your nanocore is currently tuned up for going into the dormant realm to the abyss, and there's a few changes you want to make heading out into nullsec to do some ratting. You can go here and change them. You can go for weapons time, you can go for weapons damage, weapons capacitor usage. Maybe you need a little bit more armor, so we can head over to the armor field and see what else we have set up in there, which of course I have not even trained up yet, so that would be a really bad example to go with. But you see what the point is here. It doesn't cost us any resources to change this on the fly. And if you want your damage, let's say for example we're going with damage, if you want that trait to level up to the level that you're currently at, just go in here, change it to something else and change it back again. In my case, I automatically got another 1.2% bonus damage. So that's something that's really useful to bear in mind. But as for smaller tips and tricks for the Golden Nanocore, I think that's it for now. As far as I'm aware, there will be other things that I've neglected to mention that I might not even be aware of at the moment. So if there is, feel free to mention it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to include it in a future video. But thanks again for watching, guys. If you're still here listening to me ramble at this point in time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I know you guys really want to if you're still listening to my annoying voice by now. But anyway, I'll cut the ramble there. Fly safe and see you guys in the next video.